Hello everyone. Today we will do the shorthand dictation practice of exercise 7, 8, 9 and 10. The speed will be 60 words per minute. So get ready everyone. Exercise 7. Sir, I think this is a very important amendment to the constitution that we are considering, and it requires a certain degree of serious attention and serious consideration. I would like to make 5 major points. The first point concerns the federal structure of our constitution. I remember that it was very wonderful and very nice to hear my old friend, colleague, somebody with whom I had interacted for more than 2 decades, and somebody with whom I had many a contentious argument, and particularly on this issue as well. And it was wonderful to hear him once again. So, welcome back, and thank you very much for what you have said. But I would have also liked to add as a compliment, and not to be considered as an offense, that he sounds much better from the other side of the house instead of this side of the house. So, thank you very much for that. Sir, this is an issue on which we have a very serious point. Article 1 of the Constitution of India says India, that is Bharat, is a union of states. Without the states, there is no India, and the federal structure of our constitution springs from that concept, and therefore the entire structure, the federal structure, and the rights of the states is something that is absolutely fundamental to the Indian constitution. It is that constitution because of which all of us are here and are discussing, and therefore this issue of a general goods tax services were not included at that point of time when the constitution was being debated. What is being talked about was taxes on goods. This is not a new concept that has come up now. It has been going on in our country at least since the Constituent Assembly debates. The question was whether the states should have the right to have a sales tax. Let me quote Dr. Ambedkar on this issue. In the Constituent Assembly debates, what does he say? I quote, "It seems to me that if we permit the sales tax to be levied by the provinces, then the provinces must be free to adjust the rate of the sales tax to the changing situation of the province, and therefore a ceiling from the center would be great handicap in the working of the sales tax as such." Stop. Now translate this exercise in English and check from the screen and get ready for the next one. Exercise 8. He continues, I quote, "There are a large number of resources on which the provinces depend has been concentrated in the central list. It is desirable at least to leave one important source of revenue with the provinces. Therefore, I think that the proposal to leave the sales tax in the hands of the provinces from that point of view is a very justifiable thing. This issue has been under debate since then. We introduced the VAT in our wisdom. Much of that has been encroached upon. Now, the GST bringing the services also into its ambit along with the goods will virtually take away this right. Now, the state governments, which were called the provinces, then not having any right to raise resources from whatever they would consider they are elected, they consider as important for the welfare of the people in those states that will now be prohibited. How are you going to address this issue? I myself told this to the finance minister, and he said that at the time when the GST bill comes, this should be addressed, leaving some flexibility to the states. I will tell you why today you have the Kerala government from where you come. Sir, the state has imposed a tax called the health tax. It is on your fast food and all these sorts of food items that increase obesity. It is a very noble thought. It has been welcomed internationally, but such rights will not exist after we enact this amendment and the bill subsequently. Take the case of the state where I come from. A tax has been imposed, a surcharge on cigarettes has been imposed to raise revenue to pay for the victims of the Sharda scam. People are being asked to pay for the victims of the Sharda scam. Whatever be that issue, that is a separate issue. Such rights do not exist in case of national calamities. Are we to reduce the elected state governments where from the people of these states come to the center with a begging bowl saying that declare so and so issue as a national disaster and give us certain amount of money? What will be the legitimate rights of the states? And we are the Council of States in this August House. How do we protect that right? That is an important point that needs to be considered, and therefore I would request the finance minister when he replies today to ensure that there is a flexibility of this nature whereby the states do not end up actually coming with a begging bowl to the center in following years later. Stop. Now do the translation of this exercise and check from the screen, and remaining exercise you can take the dictation now or later. So get ready for the exercise 9. Now, generally speaking, this political aspect of the Asian struggle is drawing to its natural and inevitable culmination, but at the same time, the economic aspect continues and is bound up with all manner of economic problems affecting the world. From the Asian point of view, it has become essentially a matter of extreme urgency to deal with these problems. From the world point of view, it is equally urgent, really, because unless these problems are dealt with in Asia, they affect other parts of the world. I have no doubt that you, ladies and gentlemen, who are members of this commission, realize the importance of what I have said and will make it clear to the United Nations that any attempt to pay inadequate attention to Asian problems is likely to defeat the end which the United Nations has in view. In Asia, many historical forces have been at work for many years past, and many things have happened which are good, and many things which are not so good, as always happens when impersonal historical forces are in action. They are still in action. We try to mold them a little to divert them here and there, but essentially they will carry on till they fulfill their purpose and their historical destiny. That historical destiny can only be one of the complete political and economic freedom within some kind of world framework. In Asia and the rest of the world, there are various systems at work, political and economic, in different countries. Obviously, it will not be possible to cooperate easily unless we proceed on the basis of not interfering with any system, political or economic, in any country, leaving it to that country to develop as it chooses within the larger sphere of world cooperation. You can look upon the problems of Asia from the long term and the short term point of view. The short term problems demand immediate attention because of the urgency of solving some great difficulties. There is, for instance, the aspect of food. It is an extraordinary state of affairs that in a country like India or similar predominantly agricultural countries, we should lack food, or that we should not have a sufficiency in food. There is something obviously wrong if that kind of thing happens. I have no doubt in my mind that India, for its part, can and we will produce enough food for itself. Stop. For doubts, any queries, you can write in comment box, and you can like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel. So get ready for the next exercise, exercise 10. Tomorrow will be the 31st anniversary of our independence. On the eve of this auspicious occasion, I greet you, my fellow citizens at home and abroad, and offer you my good wishes. Much has happened in the last 1 year. The government has done its best to restore the rule of law and the liberties of our people. I want to speak to you tonight not only of our achievements and aspirations, but also the unfulfilled tasks and the tormenting differences casting their ominous shadows on our national life. A country of India's dimensions, with its missed opportunities and mounting challenges, remains a nation in constant evolution despite its impressive strides in many spheres. It has been going through an endless self examining process, trying to rediscover itself, shed the accumulated hangovers of the past, and keep pace with the complexities and compulsions of the present times. The tempo of this activity can be sustained only through stability, which is the very basis of survival. The country stands today at the critical crossroads of history, and any false turn could prove ruinous for the nation. In a democracy, there is always place for honest differences. The inherent right of dissent must not, however, be carried to the point of obstructing the democratic processes, blocking the proceedings of legislatures, carrying controversies to the streets, or indulging in the politics of denunciation and manipulation. The country's political system can function only within the framework of the accepted norms based on self restraint and readiness to place public welfare above narrow party or personal interests. A nation torn as under by bitter discord can hardly hold its place or make any progress. There is need for an ennobling vision of a resurgent India imbued with a crusading spirit and an exhilarating sense of participation in a common effort. No nation can face the future and move forward without a robust faith in itself and its people. The real crusade today is against poverty. We must end the widening disparities between the rich and the poor and the creation of islands of privilege. We cannot afford to be complacent in such a situation, have to forge ahead with well conceived, need oriented, and strictly time bound programs for ensuring socio-economic justice for all. The future must hold out a promise for a better life for the economically weaker and vulnerable sections of our society. Stop. I have clearly explained the basics up to chapter 33 from the book Pitman Shorthand Instructor and Key. Kindly follow the channel. You will get the videos along with the book exercises in the channel playlist. For doubts, you can write in comment box. Thank you.